Hey everyone, welcome to the Everyday Human Podcast. My name is Easton Taverna. Each day I'll share a reflection written by me and inspired by literature, poetry, music, movies, video games, and more. And after that, I'll share a prompt for you to write your own reflection. Together, we'll explore what it means to be human. Every month, we'll walk a new path, taking a look at life, death, the universe, and everything in between. Thanks for coming along. I'm glad you're here. For more, visit eastontaverna.com or join me on Instagram at _everydayhuman. Hello, everyone. It's January 21st. I've got a cup of coffee that's become lukewarm, and it finally is feeling a little cold here, like winter woke up at last. I hope you're doing well. Today's episode is titled So Obvious, So Simple, So Difficult to Grasp. And this reflection was inspired by a quote from Alan Watts. It comes from a book called Eastern Wisdom, Modern Life, Collected Talks from 1960 to 1969. And Alan Watts, if you are not familiar with him, was a British-American writer, speaker, and what I think he called himself as a philosophical entertainer. You may have heard his voice laid over videos on Instagram or YouTube, or even over a song, like to some instrumental music. I think I've heard some of that before. That may have been where I first heard him. In fact, I don't remember what that song was or what speech it was. Anyhow, he certainly has some interesting points to make, and I've enjoyed listening to some of his talks here and there. It's good to listen to if you just kind of feel like sitting there and reading or listening and just thinking for a little while. Like, I think today would be a good day for that. The sky's gray. It may snow, which would be nice. The kiddo would get a kick out of that. I would enjoy that too. But we'll see. All right, let's get into the quote. The mystic has seen that the meaning of being alive is just to be alive. That is to say, when I look at the color of your hair and the shape of your eyebrow, I understand that their shape and color are their point. And this is what we are all here for as well, to be. It is so plain and so obvious and so simple. And yet, everybody rushes around in a great panic, as if it were necessary to achieve something beyond themselves. The funny thing is, they are not even quite sure what they need to achieve, but they are devilishly intent on achieving it. All right, that's the quote. I know I have certainly felt like that at times, and I'm sure I will in the future. And here's my reflection. The room is dark. You glance at the alarm clock. And here I have a footnote that says, if you're the type to still use an alarm clock, more likely it's your phone. If so, do consider an old-fashioned alarm clock and keep your phone elsewhere while you sleep. And just as an aside, I started doing this a few years ago, and it's great. It's a game changer. I keep my phone in my office overnight. This way I don't hear its whispers calling to me to check it before I go to sleep or first thing in the morning. And what you put into your brain before you go to sleep or the second you wake up will certainly impact that sleep or your day to come. Anyway, that's my footnote and thoughts on that. All right, I'm just going to start the reflection again after that little digression. Okay, the room is dark. You glance at the alarm clock to see it's 2:14 a.m. Something woke you up. A bad dream, a weird dream, the urge to use the bathroom. Whatever it was, now you can't get back to sleep. The items from the day before or the items yet to come tomorrow surface one by one in your mind like little creatures bubbling up to the surface from the depths of a swamp. It's natural to consider the happenings from the previous day, and indeed, it is good to reflect on your choices. But you've always been the type to overthink. And there's the fine line. What did that message from your boss really mean? Was there a subtext there that you didn't pick up on at first? Why were you short with your partner? Was it something they said, or was it your own insecurity breaking through? It's good to have goals and dreams, wants and ambitions for the future. But you've always been the type to consider the worst-case scenario. Will there be enough time to get the project done tomorrow despite hitting that creative block? Or will this somehow spiral into your professional demise, leading you to unemployment? How will you support your family then? And while we're at it, what are you really doing with your life? What have you made? What will you make to contribute to the world while you're here? What have you achieved? These questions are like a virus. They'll latch on to every cell of your being if they can, and infect your body with stress and your mind with anguish, if you let them. But no good will come from dissecting the past under a microscope or living in anxiety of a false reality of a future that you created in your own mind that doesn't exist anywhere else besides. No good comes from running around in a great panic over whether or not you're achieving something great or fulfilling your purpose. If you can believe it, your purpose is just to be, alive and present in the here and now, wherever you are and with whomever you're with. Reflect on the past. Dream of a future. Consider the changes you want to make in your life and see in the world. Yes, do all of these things, but do not become a puppet to them. The past is gone, and the future will play out one way or another. For now, just be. And that ends today's reflection. I think I want to thank Easton from a year ago for writing that, because recently I think I've been overdoing it with some work and some projects and overthinking quite a bit, and I needed to hear that. So there we go. And on to today's reflection question that you can write down in your journal, wherever you are keeping your thoughts, whether that's on paper, in your brain, or inside a box of light somewhere, big or small. And a box of light is what I'm calling a phone or a computer. I have a reference in my book, Lux, to humans with their eyes down, focused on boxes of false light. Anyway, I just thought I'd clarify there, so you're not like, what the heck is he talking about? Okay, moving on. But if you are keeping your thoughts in a box of light, that's fine. Wherever you can get it down is good. It's better than nothing. But if you're able, I would recommend writing some thoughts down by hand. I know it's not for everyone. I have the worst handwriting in the world, and I didn't do this for a long time because I was always a little self-conscious about it. But there is something very natural, because I think your hands, your body are all communicating with your mind. It's all connected, and the act of writing, moving your hand, is nice. It's cathartic. Anyhow, ask yourself this: what am I letting control my thoughts and actions? How can I let it go and just be? All right, that's it for today, January 21st. I'll be back tomorrow, January 22nd, with another reflection. Have a good one, and take care.